Has anything changed for you dating wise in terms of post lockdown?
If you're not. I wanted that to go down.
You slurped out real good.
I really did. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't been on one date other than that one guy.
Is it going to change things for you?
Well,
do you think?
The way I look at it, or the way I want to try and date people.
The way you look at it, the way, yeah, exactly. The way you want to meet people.
Do you know what? This week has been the first week I've really been like trying this sort of law of attraction of who I want to meet properly. I think I've become quite, I've lost the enthusiasm to date people unless I meet them in person. I went back on Hinge for 3 days and then deleted it.
Yeah, it's the normal cycle.
My friend Robin was like, I met my boyfriend. I was like, oh god. Okay. Felt a bit pressured. She said, just do it. And I think we really, and for me as well, I have to be in the right frame of mind to do something like that, and I have to be in the right frame of mind to want to try and meet someone or get my head in that process. And I think I've almost gone so the opposite way now. I was so consumed by it at one point about 2 years ago that I had to take myself out of it because it was not healthy. And then I've had to learn a different way of looking at things, a different way of thinking, a different way of being, and almost reprogramming the way I assess myself when I date anyone, or how I should date, or how I should look at myself. And when I do, and what I should, what I should and shouldn't accept from people. So, now, even though it was nice going on that date with that guy, and I was like, oh, okay, again, it's the timing, the circumstance wasn't right at all. As well, I couldn't be, I just did not have any motivation when someone messaged me on this Hinge. I couldn't even bother to message them back. I had no motivation because I don't think my head at that time either was there. I was like...
Because of the times or because of you personally?
Because of me, I just wasn't... Okay. I really... For who I am as a person, I would always love to meet someone face to face, because I think I get so much more out of that, to the point that I get more from, say, someone who I might have seen on an app and not found attractive, or I might actually meet them in person in a pub, their person, something would happen.
I'm exactly the same.
And I would find it, I would find them more attractive like that, and I'm naturally inclined to meet someone like that, and that's how I've always actually met people. And anyone who I have met in the past 2 years like that has had more longevity than anyone I've ever met on an app. Or they hasn't been this. I can't say that because obviously this guy who I met this year, but I don't think it's time. Life and timing sometimes doesn't work out correctly. In that respect, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have met him because I met someone who I thought was really gorgeous. I haven't seen anyone I really fancy like that much for a long time. I thought I still couldn't get that, and I thought I wasn't sometimes able to, because you kind of doubt yourself because it's been so fucking long. I don't even know what I can pull anymore. Anyway, but I mean, it has been a long time. I'll be honest with you, George. I don't know. And now I know, now I'm trying to put it out in the universe to meet someone right and this type of person. And I'm looking forward to meeting that person and them coming into my life. But I've got to make room for them. My life is... And I think that's the thing as well, I don't really make room for some people sometimes. I do move, I would move stuff around and stuff, and I have becoming more flexible, but I'm so independent now. I don't really
Can you give me an example? of that?
What, making room?
Like making room for someone?
Well, the way it was talked about in this sort of podcast is like you need to make space in your life, make space for someone. Say like, you know, even for example, for me, I've got Roscoe, and he is incredibly like needy, and I give all of my love I have is in that cat.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the card lady said to me, "You've got a cat, haven't you?" And she's like, all of, and I hadn't even spoken to her about it. She said, "You've got a cat and you have two which follow you around." And she said, "Two walked in the door with you." So I used to have cats when I was younger. She said, "They hold all of your love, all of it." And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'm so right, I fucking love my cat so much. But I got my cat when we were coming out. I was literally had a completely broken heart, and Roscoe got given to me as a present, and I probably put everything into that. Or he helped. It's not a point, but he sleeps on my bed. And he now, still on my double bed, sleeps next to me here. In the morning, I'm pushed over and he's on that side. Now,
Okay.
if someone stays over,
Okay.
he's just like, what the fuck is going on? Who is that? Does not like it at all. He doesn't jump on that person, but he doesn't like the fact that he's pushed out, you know.
How can you tell? I don't know how cats behave. So
He just, normally he'd be trying to sleep on the bed, and he'll move somewhere else or sleep somewhere else in the bedroom, but he does not, like, he'll come in and what he'll do is try and wake me up in the middle of the night a little bit to try and like get my attention again, so he can squeeze back in somewhere. He doesn't like that he hasn't got his space, he likes his cuddle, you know, he gets quite, I'm like a crazy cat person, but you know, I can't describe it. I literally just can't.
I get what you're
like
describing.
This morning,
I get what
I'm
you're
not
describing.
like this morning. I've been sleeping slept on my arm like this, and he'd kind of got here, and he'd decided to come and sit opposite me. He just was like that with his paws, just touching my face, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Just ignore it. But I was like, so cute, I'm just gonna have to give him a stroke. I was such a sucker, what he tells me.
You sound like a cat.
I know. I can't help it. What can I say? But anyway, I guess it's just like, instead of trying to, well, I used to like have plans every single night of the week. Just have time, give yourself time and space, and be able to have space and time for yourself, or to allow someone else to take that up for you instead. I've got so much crap in that house. I need to kind of get rid of quite a bit of stuff, or even, it's not like I need to you need to empty a drawer for someone else, but I guess it's just make room in your life to be able to open to have someone else come into it and be able to be there and have experiences together, But yeah, I don't know, man. It's tricky. I'm open to it. I'm open to dating, and I'm open to meeting someone. I'm really 100% would like to meet someone, and I think in my head I'd like to meet someone properly that person now. That would be amazing. Hence. But with, say, this situation last weekend with that guy, I had great chemistry with him, and I think we said earlier, when I was 25, I'd have probably just stayed there, and then stayed over anyway, and maybe done whatever would happened, and then next morning go home. But actually, this time I was like, no. Even though he's asked me to stay, and then he's texted his mate to say, can you send her back? I've got more self-respect for myself these days, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go home, and if you need me, if you don't want me, you know where I am, you can get my number. I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I feel. Well, where did I read this? It goes without saying, but like, if it means you have to be single for 5 years from your last relationship, and I guess have that self-respect and know exactly what you want, be happy with yourself, and everything you have to offer, versus being in multiple relationships that are basically going well, and there's one sub story after the other. I'll definitely take the single.
Yeah. And I was that person of like one dating guy after another, you know, in between a couple of months going on, but there was always someone in the background who didn't work, and let's just go on to this, it didn't work, and it was getting so much like that I even went to my friend who was like, Gemma, I need to go and see someone. Or like I think after my mum died, I just remember my brother saying to me, you just need to meet someone so you're not alone. And I was like, am I alone? I feel lonely. And he just really hit home that I felt like, oh my God, I must have some, I should probably try and meet someone. But it was like in a desperation way of anyone I met, or could they be potential? And that was the thought process. And you can never really, that's not a healthy way to have in the next person I meet. Oh my God, you know that. And you just can't think like that. And I got too much into that way of thinking. I don't think like that at all now, and I'm incredibly comfortable on being on my own. And I am, you know, if it takes longer to meet that person, I accept that and I will go through that journey, and I am happy to do it, and I don't feel lonely. I never feel like I'm alone or that I haven't got anyone. I've got people around me who can give me a lot of love.
Yeah, that's nice. No, that's nice.
I feel like I've opened a can of worms.